Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Finally getting around to unboxing reviewing my Star Wars The Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. My brother picked this up for me earlier this year. I should say that we are August the 25th, 2024. So earlier this year, my brother picked this up from Forbidden Planet for £140, which is a lot cheaper now. It's probably around about 110, I think. But never mind. Looking forward to this. It comes with Mandalorian, which I've got a Mandalorian figure already, but I think my figure is different to this one. I can't compare because that's in China and I'm in England. I'll put a link to in the top right video now for you. You can see that Mandalorian figure review. This looks really nice. Really looking forward to having, getting this out. The child looks fantastic. The actual ship looks really good too. Is it worth £140? Maybe. And my wife helped me with backing the Ghost, so that's going to come. Well, that's going to come next year. The Rebels Ghost. Looking forward to that. That's £500. I'm not sure if I spend that much on a toy again, but this does look good. Love the accessories it comes with. Looks really nice. It's got the child Grogu there. The sliding canopy we like, and we got the little Grogu inside, the little bubble there. And you can replace that with a droid if you like, I believe. I've got the tiny version, the Mission Fleet version. I'll put a link to that sort of mass review in the top right for you too. If you want to see that. I see they've got an Epic Heroes version now, which I might get as well and compare that later on. Okay, back of the box. I'm rambling so much. Is identical, pretty much. So that doesn't really help. Just different pose. Okay, I'm going to unbox this and set it up. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. Okay, here it is set up with everything. I thought I had one piece missing, but actually I think I'm wrong. I think it just comes with one of these pieces, and we'll look at that in a second. I like this. Is it worth £140? It's good quality. It's got good details. I'm going to say probably no, but I've seen it since going from like 100, so you know, close to 100 is okay, but still I think a good price. It might be sort of nearer to 70-80 pounds. Sorry Hasbro, sorry Star Wars. I've seen they got the Epic Heroes one out. Not sure how much it'd be in UK, but it'd be nice if someone does a comparison. I would, but this is going to stay here in England and I'll be in China, or leaving for China tomorrow. So let's get a look at the Mandalorian figure first and the other accessories. So here's our Mandalorian figure here. Looks pretty cool. It's got a nice soft goods cloak. It's got his pistol in the holster there. He does that really horrible hip articulation. Why do they keep doing that on their figures? I'll look at that in a second, but his head looks pretty cool. He's got the Beskar armor on. He has a bunch of accessories which are inside the ship. Look at those later when you look at the ship. Come back to him in a minute for his articulation. Other accessories, we get this port here, which can fit inside the bubble here for a droid instead of having Grogu in there. And then we have this really nice flight stand, which I'll not put the N1 Starfighter on yet. And the other accessory, the N1 Starfighter is on already, and that's just a, I guess, hover stand for when it's on the ground. Looks like it's hovering like in the shows. And we've got to find where that hole is for that to hover. Hole is there. There we go. Okay. It does look really nice. Now we'll come back to the N1 in a second. Now let's look at the Mandalorian, and we're going to look at his articulation. I'll turn the actual light off. So head is fantastic. Look at that side to side. That is so good. Forwards, backwards is good, and turn is good. Really good in that. Shoulders, like a ratchet. There's a click all the way around. Sideways is about 90 degrees. Bicep bend is over 90. So good job by Hasbro on that. He's got gun articulation or wave. Gun articulation on this hand here. Other hand he has got, it's like gun articulation again. He's got trunk. Even though he's got this sort of belt thing going across, he still can articulate his trunk. Can't turn so much. There's no separate waist. The hips, though, look, you've got a line that joint up. So he can do splits, that's fantastic, but he can't move his leg forwards unless I align that joint that way. And that's very unnatural, you know. It's a really bad system. I can't stand that system. There's a There is a thigh twist, so you could sort of counteract that a little bit. It's got a single kneecap, but it does get over the 90 degrees, so I like that. It's got a decent tippy toe. He's got a nice dorsiflexation, and he's got a swivel. He's got a swivel, yeah, swivel in with the foot and a swivel out. I like this figure a lot, but those hips just ruin it for me. I'll be tempted to, if not him, my other Mandalorians, to change the hips around to a better system. And then he's got his pistol here, and the other accessories are inside the N1 we'll look at in a moment. Okay, please consider joining the Patreon, link on the top right of the screen now. You can see all the videos before they're published on YouTube, exclusive content from time to time, and also prize draws from time to time too. So here is the N1. Bring this camera forward and down a little bit. Okay. I love the fact when he's on this stand, you get a nice sort of shadow. So, quick look first of all. Let's take this stand out for the time being. Nice details on the engine. Now, I said I thought I had a piece missing because there's only one of these covers here. But on instructions, where they got A and B, the A is sort of a faded colour. So I think there's only one comes with it. And you can swap this around from one side to the other side as well quite easily if you want to. So it's not like an issue or anything. The cockpit looks nice as well. Got the sliding door there. Should slide a bit more now, I hope. Not a lot of space to put your frig in, but should be enough. And you've got Grogu sort of touching the glass, which is a great feature. Underneath, sorry that pic came off, lacking details underneath. We don't really see underneath in the TV show, as far as I recall. So that's a bit disappointing. All right, let's put that one back on this side, I think. Where did it go? Let's have a look. Is it there? I think. Should be here. Oh, am I doing it the wrong place? Or the wrong way around, maybe. You know what? It doesn't matter. There we go. In. Right. So, features. So, you can take off this little part from the front if you want to, but there's nothing underneath there. That won't make this slide any more forwards. The cockpit doesn't slide enough, which is a real shame. It needs to slide more. Mando, look, if I'm going to put him in, I've got to change his hips around straight away, then turn his thighs again to get him in. And that is not sliding enough. That is really disappointing. For the price, you'd expect more of a slide. There are handles in there, and they are sort of impeding his feet, so you need to make sure you go past them. His cloak's going to be in the way. And then he's sort of in there. So I did that very rushed and not very nice, but he does fit in there. And he looks pretty good in the fit. But I didn't make him hold the handles. So that really needs to slide open far more to make it comfortable. Grogu's inside his little bubble there. You can take off the back part here. And you've got that little, whatever it's called, I can't remember, from the TV show that they took out the Jawas and then got back. And then the feature which I really quite like in this is that you can lift this up and you can put the Mando in nicely from here, which I really should have done. And then if you look in the back here, I've got his backpack. You have his little dagger. You have the Beskar spear from, was that Ahsoka, I think? And then you've got the Darksaber. They all go in there too. And if he's got his blaster rifle, disintegrator rifle, forget what that's called, that can fit in there too. But that doesn't come with this version of the Mandalorian. So it's nice having that storage space there. That's the easy way to stick him in, but really be much nicer if you could have slid the cockpit more and then put him in through that way. If you look in the cockpit here, you'll see that the seat is really nicely done. The controls are nice, but they do need some more colouring. But the footwell is quite deep. It's just that the little control handles here do get in the way slightly. And then for Grogu, you can take off that, you can pull him out, you can pull out the little section here and then plug in this port and put a droid head in. Even though the droid, and the nice thing with Grogu is the way he's touching the glass when you put this panel back on. Let's put it this way, you can see he's trying to touch. Nah. Which is really good. This is a nice looking ship. It's got some fantastic details, but I don't think it's £140 or I don't think it's £100 worth of ship, unless you're a real super fan. For me, this is like tops, I'd say, for value, I'd say it's 70 to 80 quid. But you know that Hasbro's charging a lot more for their Star Wars stuff these days. Having said that, it does look good, and I have dropped, I paid 500 for the Ghost, which my wife has paid me the money for, which is nice. Thank you, wife. So I'm getting a Ghost for free. Woo! Nice looking ship. The flight stand, I'll not put it on yet. Does it just balance or does it click? I'm hoping that's going to balance, I guess. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Sort of. There we go. So if I put this camera up, the flight stand is like lots of different angles, not like a round ball. So if you get the right position, it will hold the N1 quite nicely, I'm hoping. There's flat. Nah. I guess I'd prefer a click in, and for me that ball is way too big to click in there. But it's a nice, for the flying like this, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's get an idea of sizes and comparisons. Let's I'll put this on this one for now, I think. So that way, no, the other way, sorry. There we go. Okay, let's get Mando standing straight. Or as straight as he can with his legs in that funny position. There we go. So sizes first of all. So the Mandalorian. Is there a season 4 coming? Can't remember. He is approaching 10.5 cm, so he's just over 4 inches. The actual N1 Starfighter length from, I guess, blaster to the end of the tail, I'm making 21.5 or 21, just over 21.25 inches, about 54 cm. Height wise, difficult because I have to take it off the flight stand to do width first, in fact. So width furthest point to furthest point, I'm making about 12.5 inches, about 31 and a bit cm. If I take it off that stand there, for the height, it's not so tall. It's under 4 inches, about 9 point, nearly 10 centimeters. So it's not huge, but it is very, very nice looking. If it's like this and Mando stands near it, you see that he's actually going to be taller if he doesn't fall over. Having said that, in the TV show, it's always sort of hovering, so it's better in this sort of a hover mode here. Okay, terms of comparison, I don't have any other Star Wars ships to compare it to, but I will compare with my Chatmay laser ship, drop ship. Star Wars figures, I've got a few, but not vintage collection ones available right now. So let's use a few different Star Wars figures, and you see, and as you expect, Mando's going to scale very well next to these figures. That's pretty cool, and Chewbacca's is as massive as you'd expect. To get a better idea, we use a G.I. Joe to compare with other figures. I've got my G.I. Joe here. So this is a great figure. Scales very well, but vastly different universes. And then lastly, to compare the ship, that's going to be so difficult to do. Okay, there's our N1. Here's my awesome Chapmay ship. Still my favourite ship. The Chapmay ship is massive in comparison. It is a little bit longer, not as wide unless I put the wings out. Definitely higher. If I put the wings out, it's just ridiculously wide as well. This is a nice Star Wars ship. It's a very good the Vintage Collection release, has to be said. I think it should be at a slightly lower price point. The details are nice, but it just feels like it's being a bit cheated with no details really underneath. And with that slide, even though it's got the slide, not opening enough to really put them in that way. You know, you've got to take it up to really get the fit that you want to put them in nicely and hold the handles. But it's a good ship nonetheless, and I do like that. And I'm very happy I've got it, because that'll be on display with my Ghost with the Rebels crew when I get that, when the Hasbro Pulse finally gets delivered and so on. But it's nice, has to be said. It's not going to stand up for me again. Come on. You know what? That would do. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys signing out, saying please like, share, subscribe. See you next video soon. Stay happy, keep collecting, and check out the Patreon. Bye-bye.